Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show, the Arsenal edition. This is your host, Dean, and today I am here with Mitch. What's going on, Mitch?
Hi, Dean. Great to see you again.
Likewise, likewise. And Coach, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. It feels like it's been a while since I've been on one of these, literally with you guys all together.
Yeah, and long may it continue that way, motherfucker. Anyway, for those of you that don't like when I bully my co-host and my guests, it's going to be a rough episode because all we watched out there was wrestling. Okay, this was not really a football game. This Bournemouth 2 Arsenal 3 game. So I'm going to be as aggressive as possible. So if you don't like Dean's voice, go ahead and log off right now. I'm kidding. Stay with us. And also like, share, and subscribe. Before we get into the game, guys, per usual, question of the day. Our friends that won against Arsenal 1-1 a couple weeks ago, the folks at Chelsea Football Club, have now fired their world champion and Conference League winning manager, Enzo Maresca. Which begs the question, and I'll start with you, Mitch. Who should be Chelsea's next manager?
I say this as someone who definitely has their future with good intentions, and when I say John Terry.
Well,
Coach, who you got?
hopefully Margaret Thatcher. I don't know.
Do you want an actual answer?
No, that's genuinely my answer. That's because I'm hoping that in hell, where I suspect that they're going, Margaret Thatcher is their manager. That's what I genuinely hope for them.
I don't know. They don't seem to have a lot of options out there. I mean, it's go on, Mitch.
Their best option might be waiting till the summer, which I don't think they're going to want to do, and getting Glasner. But I don't think they are patient enough for that.
I mean, they kind of need to get someone more substantial than whoever. I didn't even bother to learn the interim guy's name because he's gonna be there one game maybe. So, but in any event, from your friends at Arsenal Football Club, we wish you Chelsea fans that are not listening to this all the fucking worst. I hope everything continues to fall apart even harder. Fuck y'all. Free Raheem Sterling. Bang bang bang. Moving on. Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 2 at the Vitality, guys. An opportunity to stretch the gap at the top of the table to a team that did the double over us last season, which is embarrassing to think about, but it happened. We were there. We watched them. We did the pods. It was awful. Mitch, what were your expectations for this particular game?
I keep not putting that much thought into games prior to them happening. Like, once again, I almost forgot there was a game today. I'm so good at my job, guys. I just checked the timeline 30 minutes before the game and was like, oh, right, we're playing this morning. I completely fucking forgot. So I didn't have much in terms of expectations other than like every single game that we're going into in the bottom 13 of the table, I expect us to win. That is my expectation.
Fair enough. Coach, you give this a little more thought than Mitch since you don't do as many drugs. What were your expectations?
First and foremost, watching Arsenal in the last couple of years, it's first, no injuries. That would be great. That's my first expectation or hope. And secondly, I would like a statement win. And I know it's generally asking for a lot given the period of the season, and it's more about just doing enough to win rather than going full tilt. I think full tilt, I can start getting full tilt performances probably from like the end of this month, maybe mid-February. But yeah, I was thinking I would like a statement performance because I don't like Bournemouth, basically. I wanted to really rub their faces in it. That was my expectation, but we didn't quite get that.
No, we didn't quite get that. But we did get a bunch of goals, and we'll get into them as we go through the pod. As far as the lineup goes, Declan Rice was back in the squad after he missed the last game with a slight knee issue. Arteta was talking about the swelling needed to go down, and the press conference for the game, he didn't give us much. We're used to that by now. I was pretty sure he was going to play. I wasn't sure if he was going to start, but he did start. Havertz, not in the squad this week, did not travel with the team, but apparently there's nothing wrong with him. They just weren't going to use him, so they just left him at home. So that's cool. Lineup: Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Hincapie, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Noni Madueke, Gyökeres, and Martinelli. Mitch, rotation, justified or not?
Well, I mean, hindsight 2020, we won the game. So, yeah, I think it was justified because we have Liverpool on Thursday. I think wants to give guys like Saka and Trossard, who've been playing a lot, some rest. No Calafiori or Wanyeri in the squad either, which was interesting. I think we're getting to the point where we're finally getting a little bit more healthy, and we're going to be in a weird period where like actual players are going to be left out of the squad, which is a luxury that we were kind of supposed to have the entire season and haven't because of injuries. So I like the rotation that we did in the lineup. I think this is a good match to give Martinelli and Madueke starts. And Madueke definitely played well enough. I mean, like anytime I see those guys, basically every player on the squad I think is good enough to start for Arsenal. Where like any player in the team, if they are in the starting lineup, is like, yeah, that makes sense. They're good enough to do that.
Yeah, and I agree with that, Mitch. But coach, from a profiling standpoint, would you say Madueke and Martinelli are the right guys to put alongside Gyökeres? It's basically three sprinters.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that midfield. That midfield I think could have been constructed a little bit more different if you're going to play those three there. Now, I personally would never start those three ever together at any point, unless we're just down to the bare bones. But I'm not Mikel Arteta. So, but yeah, I absolutely would have thought from either side, if you're going to start both Martinelli and Gyökeres, then Saka probably should start. And if you're going to start Madueke and Gyökeres, then one of Trossard or Eza should definitely start on the left as well. But of all three, then I was thinking, obviously, we're away from home, so we're not going to drop Rice in the 6 and put Odegaard and Eza in front of him. We're just not going to do that. So it was a little bit, I can tell Arteta was very much thinking of the legs more than can we actually win with this first 11, basically.
All right. So it was more rotation based on
Yeah.
on fitness as opposed to any sort of tactical.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds weird saying that Arteta didn't put out a team he thinks that could win, but I generally think he was like, we don't have to win this in the first half, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think that Nani is necessarily just like a sprinter. Like he is, I think, often getting the ball deeper and trying to beat his man. He's not like running in behind the way that Martinelli and Gyökeres are.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But if you're looking at the attritional sort of value he gives to the team over the course of, a first half or like 30 minutes kind of thing, Madueke isn't a creative wide player. He runs in a straight line. He runs at you kind of thing. He's not going to be clever with his passing, which I think would benefit the guys on the other side. You know what I mean? Whereas all three, put it like this, that front three is very much what I'd call a Liverpool front three. If you get what I mean, like that's what it feels like. And they'd have the workhorses behind them, winning the ball high, and these guys don't have to do much. They just have to be in the open space basically. And our midfield, I don't feel lent to that, if I'm being honest.
Would you feel that like Marino should start over Odegaard with this attack?
No, as I said before, I think it actually probably makes a bit more sense to play a bit more creativity behind them actually, because that ball's not staying up front. If the ball gets it, that ball's not staying there. Do you know what I mean? So it's up there, shoot, or up there, lose it with that front three, in my opinion. So.
Okay. We didn't start well in this game, but we weren't bad either. And I think that's to be expected given the opponents. Bournemouth are, as Pep said last season, they're sort of Iraola's approach to the game is sort of the new tactical meta, if that makes any sense. Like that's what more of the younger coaches are trying to do. Just playing a little more directly, direct into space, win the second ball, go from there, press really high up, all that stuff. So it's really hard to get settled into the game. That said, and I'll start with Coach on this one. It's not as if we haven't seen this before, even this season from other teams. But this game specifically, having watched the full match, it felt comfortable for me. I can't speak for anybody else. I know we have a bunch of anxious Nellies in our fan base at this point because of the way the last couple of games have gone. But I can still admit that it was a very bitty game. There are a lot of reasons for that. We'll get into it. But what specifically about Bournemouth makes them so difficult? Because they haven't won in 11 games, and still they gave us a game today.
So at home, I think they're a completely different. They're quite literally the Jekyll and Hyde team of the league. Away from home, put it this, when it comes to the Emirates, we should win 5-0. If there's a game we feel like, we definitely should, it's not the Wolves game, but away from home, we should be putting 5 past Bournemouth, basically. We should. But at home, I'm like, yeah, okay, we're in for a game. What I think, first of all, I think it starts with their profiles. So you look at the likes of Tavernier, Brooks, Evan Nilsson, Clive. These are all primarily, despite them having some good technical qualities, and Semenyo, obviously, these are workhorses. So when you've got a high bouncing ball, these guys are already alert to whatever direction the ball can go. Almost like what's that? Dennis Rodman, you know, you know what I mean? Like they know that they're primed for every second ball. They know they don't have to win every second ball. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that they are pretty much all of them are so good at getting their bodies between man and ball. So that means, okay, even if we're not going to get an attack off, we're going to win a foul, high up the pitch, and we start our game again from there, basically. With us, on the contrast, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, even Hincapié, Rice especially, and Zubimendi is fantastic in the air as well. All of these guys are all adept in the air and all adept at getting and at nicking and winning balls. But Bournemouth don't care about that because they know, as good as we are at that, they know we're not going to be perfect. And they're playing the percentage here. They're hoping that one slip, that's the one that they'll kill us on. They don't really care about it being perfect. All they need is one chance. That's how they're playing it, basically. If Areola was English, they would literally call him a young Allardyce. Like, I promise you, they would.
And would that be a compliment?
Yeah, of course. Of course it would. He's making do with what he can. Do you know what I mean? So...
Fair enough. Yeah. As you guys mentioned, before this game, they'd only conceded 6 goals at the Vitality all season, which is pretty impressive. You know, that's probably better than Arsenal's record, I think, at home. How many goals have we conceded at home?
We've got a Watkins one.
Too many is my answer. Too many. This should be pissing me off. I hate that shit. Let's move right along, guys. 10th minute.
Haaland and Richarlison, if I remember correctly. I think
Haaland, Richarlison, Arokudare. It's too many motherfuckers have scored goals at the Emirates. I don't like it. Let's not talk about it. It's making me mad already. I'm getting all sweaty and shit. You know, fucking my nunny headband up. 10 minutes in, 1-0 Bournemouth. Big Gabby gets the ball at the back. He scans before he gets the ball. He has a picture in his head. He plays the ball, and I guess his picture was different because Evan Nilsson intercepted the pass. It wasn't a good pass either. He didn't quite make the right contact with the ball, I don't think, Mitch. And Evan Nilsson scores one of the easier goals that anyone will score this season, even though David Raya did his best to dive despairingly across the goal. He was never getting there. But is this just one of those things that happens every so often, Mitch?
Yeah, I think the biggest threat against Arsenal is us doing dumb shit like that. I think we're due for dumb shit every few matches, and that was one of that. Yep. Very out of character for Gabriel for the last few years. He hasn't really made mistakes like that. That was a very early in his Arsenal career Gabriel kind of move. You know, that kind of shit just happens when you play out of the back. Sometimes you're just gonna fuck up and make mistakes. I think Bournemouth's pressed as well there, but I think that's mostly just on Gabriel misplaying the pass. So yeah, tough one.
Yeah, that said, Mitch, follow-up question. When that error happened, did you have any doubt in your mind that he was gonna make up for it?
No, I think I'm in a comfier place now when we go down by a goal. I think there was a point last season and early in this season where a goal deficit felt insurmountable. I don't feel like that anymore with this Arsenal team. And I definitely don't feel that way when Gabriel's on the pitch, because if he fucks up, he's gonna fucking fix it like he did against Newcastle. So I think I was angry that we conceded, but I wasn't dooming we were gonna lose.
Right. We had 80 minutes to rectify the situation, so I was pretty calm. I like the way the players responded. Saliba and Rice were on the scene immediately to, get Gabby to get his chin up. And, he lamented, as you do when you make a mistake like that, but he was right back on it. That said, Coach, if we know for a fact that when Gabby messes up, he's going to fix it, why can't he just rival Haaland for top goal scorer? I was so sure he would score in this game after that.
Because he doesn't fuck up enough. He only fucks up every once in a while.
But I mean, it's funny how we all expect. No one said it in the group, but we all knew that he was going to score. We all knew it. My mind went as soon as he did that. I was like, "Oh, this is Fulham. This is Mitrovic. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, yeah. It's fine. It's
This
genuinely
is Newcastle away earlier this season.
yeah, exactly. It's genuinely fine, guys. It's I was secretly doing the Ronaldo karma celebration. In fact, I was like, it's fine, guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, to be honest, the pass to Timber would have been such a great one. The idea was spot on. Had he got it to Timber, we were right at the heart of their midfield, and I think they only had one player coming across the cover. Like, so the idea, I don't mind it. Execution wise, yeah, the ball probably needs to be rolling a little bit slower for him to actually execute it properly.
Honestly, man, he probably needed to. If Timber was the target there,
Yeah.
I don't really know who he was passing to,
Mm.
but if Timber was the target, he probably needed to hit that in the air. To be honest, that was.
What I'm saying, he tried to hit in the air, but I think he's just literally mishit it, and he's mishit it because he's misjudged the actual trajectory of the ball, the speed of the ball. Like, if the ball's coming at you like that, you've got to go straight back to your goalkeeper. Like, the ball came with a message that give it to Raya, basically. And if it was going a bit slower, then he had a bit more time to actually angle it and whatever else. But yeah, that's my nerdy take from it, I suppose.
Yeah, the response from the team was pretty good because 6 minutes later it was 1-1, and it was Gabriel, as we foreshadowed for the last 3 minutes. Nani Madueke made a really lovely run down the right side, cooked, I want to say, 2 separate Bournemouth defenders, put them both on their asses,
Yeah, it was
ran all the way to the touchline. Yeah, who?
Semenyo and I think what's his name? Truffert?
Adrian Truffert, yeah, it's one of the new guys. He put them both on the floor, got to the byline, cut it back into traffic. I think the initial shot on goal came from Martinelli that got blocked. Then it rolls out to Big Gabby, and he just slams it into the back of the net. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just more proof positive, Mitch, that Nani is going to provide a lot of value this season. Probably much more than people thought. He's probably already fulfilled more than some people thought he would when we were linked with him originally, based on the petition and all that. Correct?
I mean, fully agreed. I think everyone that was like that against signing him in the summer has fully eaten crow at this point. And I'm just in shock that we signed this good of a player to be our backup right winger. Like, I can't believe that. I think I said for a long, long time that like it wasn't really possible to sign a Saka backup because there's no one that's like can touch what he's able to do, but is willing to be behind him so much of the time. And Madueke is every single time he plays so fucking good. I think there's like maybe some like question marks about his end product, but like it's really fun to have multiple guys that can just generate pure soccer of him and Jesus. And when you generate soccer, good things happen. Like when you're able to create chaos, put a ball in the box, even if it's not the perfect pass, you can create chaos, you can get things to happen. And that's exactly what Nani Madueke is able to do. And I just love his willingness to take on a man, because I think it's been something that Arsenal has been missing for a while. Like Saka obviously can take on his man. I think he is unwilling to do it as much as I would like him to. Martinelli isn't great at it unless he's in wide open spaces. Trossard isn't a player that's going to take on his man all the time. So it's fun to have someone that they're like, especially as a wide player, where their first priority is I'm going to beat the guy in front of me and I'm going to create an opportunity for myself. And that's exactly what Nani Madueke is bringing.
Well said, Mitch. Coach, outside of the end product that Mitch mentioned during his response, what else does Madueke need to do to get more minutes? And don't say Saka. He can't.
I think probably it's going to be hard because again he's not playing as much as Saka. But the next thing is relationships. Who is your guy? Do you know what I mean? Like, because Saka's got a relationship with everybody in the team because he's been there the longest and whatever else kind of thing. But who does Arteta see? Oh, I want to play this guy at fullback because both of you are just excellent together. I want to play this guy in midfield next to you because you're so good. Who's your striker? Who's your striker that you have a good connection with? So the next thing he needs to do is start building his relationship with somebody. It has to be anybody, to the point where when you've got a pod of players, 2-3 players that play well together, and then you make the manager's decision for him. He's like, okay, if I want to play him, then the rest of these guys have to play together, basically. So and the more he does that, the more he does with more people, it's like, now we start looking at, okay, when can we rest him? Do you know what I mean? Rather than we need Saka, we need to rest Saka kind of thing. You know what I mean? So that's the next level up for him. How that he makes himself more indisposable by building good relationships with somebody. And I think probably with Odegaard, I think Odegaard's like the closest one. I think out of everyone. So
just based on proximity.
Yeah.
I'm now picturing the most fun and frustrating Arsenal front three possible of like if they build the relationships, and it's Martinelli, Madueke, and Jesus. Would be fun as fuck, but like frustrating.
That would have been a better starting lineup for me today, personally.
Yeah, I would play the hell out of that front three. I genuinely would.
Because Jesus would basically be the 10.
Yeah, Jesus would be the 10. And Martinelli is the striker in that formation because
do we think that Jesus wasn't started today because we're maybe going to start him against Liverpool, or do we think we're just going to keep putting Gyökeres out there until he kind of gets his shit together?
Do you know? Okay, so Jesus has really good previous against Liverpool. Like Van Dijk from Man City days, Van Dijk doesn't like Jesus. Like,
he does not. He does.
So there's like he's not his ideal striker to play against, basically. And just the fact that he's got the muscle memory of giving Liverpool bad days. So I think there's that. But also confidence and reputation matter as well. So Konate and Van Dijk are looking at it thinking, well, Gyökeres, who's that kind of thing? We've dealt with him already. But Jesus is like, what a long day kind of thing. And if Jesus softens them up and then Gyökeres comes on later, great. Do you know what I mean? But that's actual decision for another day, but that's what be the thinking behind all of that, I think.
The full line change makes me think that that's what we're doing, of like that we were just fully resting our front three that Arteta plans for Liverpool until the 60th minute. They get 30 minutes of minutes under them to like warm up and get ready, and then they'll be starting on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll get into the reasons behind this a little later on the pod, but and it has very little to do with Gyökeres' performances so far, but I actually think just from a profile standpoint and the way most games go, it just makes more sense to get somebody that's better on the ball to start games than have a runner come on later when people are a little tired. You can bully them a little bit better, So, and I think that's what we'll see as Kai and Jesus get fitter and fitter throughout the season as, we're getting towards winning time and whatnot. But that's a discussion for another day. The rest of the first half was pretty bitty. I would say it was mostly due to direct play by both teams. I felt like there was for me, a strange. I know Bournemouth have a decent press, but I don't think their press was so dialed in today to sort of explain some of the shit I was saying from like Zubimendi, just giving the ball away. And, Timber did it a couple times. Gabriel gave them a goal. It was just a very sloppy performance on our end. Bournemouth were the happier team because every time they got the ball, they probably beat us on field tilt in that first half. And every time they got the ball, they saw a side of goal, they took a shot. Whether it was within range or not, they didn't care. They just blasted the ball, and they would get set pieces off that. They'd get second balls off that. So it was just a very bitty game. I felt like Chris Kavanagh, the referee, wasn't. I don't think he had a bad game, but it wasn't his best game because he sort of started doing this thing where it's not a foul if it's any upper body type stuff. So you can pull, you can drag, you can punch, you can poke, but you can't kick. And Bournemouth took much better advantage of that than we did. And it was a bit of a frustrating watch for me. I think I put in the chat at halftime that it was maybe the worst half we've played. I wanted to say since Wolves, the first half of Wolves at home, but it was just not a good half. It wasn't a fun watch for me. I was just glad that we had equalized by the time we got to halftime. Mitch?
Yeah.
I think on the topic of Kavanagh, I don't think he did a good job. I think Bournemouth probably should have been down to 10 in the first half. Semedo gets a yellow card for pulling back a Arsenal counter early in the match. He does the same thing, if not worse, later, because the first time was kind of just like an accidental runs over Hincapie's legs. The second time, he fully pulls Rice back on the break.
Right.
And Rice does not go down because he's a good player, and he is punished for
it was
that.
Because there's... No. My bad. Carry on. My bad.
It was Rice.
It was Rice.
And he's punished for staying up, which is bad. And it's so frustrating to watch a sport where like players going down on light contact is a problem of like the product of the game, and it's punished when you don't do it. Like it's a red card for Semedo, and he's suspended for his first game for City. If he is properly sent off there, and I think it'd be an easy Arsenal win.
Well,
if
he's
he's
actually
sent off there.
suspended anyway because I think he's got 5 bookings now anyway. So he actually is
Oh, that's so
suspended.
funny.
Well, I mean, you guys think he was just trying to like not play today, just get off as quickly as possible so his move doesn't get fucked up?
I don't know,
Maybe.
man.
Because I'm shocked that they played him,
Yeah,
given the links that we see.
can we talk about that?
They don't want
Yes,
to.
that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, because
Keep talking.
I just want to say City are some hoes as well. Like City are some cheating hoes. We really know that they're cheats, but like they're really some hoes. What did they think? What do they think that is going to happen? Like seriously, you play like we've beaten Bournemouth before with Semenyo playing. Like he's not this ultimate kryptonite player. It's like, oh my gosh, he plays and Arsenal are going to guarantee drop points. Okay, he's a good player, but we played against Rodgers the other day, bro, and we put 4 past these teams. Like I don't know what was their goal to. It doesn't matter. We're 7 points clear of you now, mate, and we're probably by the end of the week you're going to be at least 6 points clear of you. So they've done that, and they've risked potentially fucking up a transfer as well, and they got nothing, literally nothing out of it. You know?
Yeah, I thought it was strange, but not
They're
my
just
money,
hoes.
not my
They're just
problem.
hoes.
Don't care, I mean, did they forget that he's an Arsenal fan?
This is
He
what
wasn't trying to do nothing today, man. He wasn't trying to do shit, man. He was trying to get autographs, man. Fuck all that. Were there any standouts for you, Mitch, in the first half, like from a player standpoint? Did anyone stand out with their level of performance? Were you impressed by anybody in that first half?
I mean, Declan Rice the entire game was phenomenal. I mean, he's playing otherworldly right now. You take away the 2 goals and he still had an outrageous performance. And then Madueke, every single time he got on the ball, was looking to beat his man and did so well doing that. Our best creativity came from the right-hand side. I think this was a tough Martinelli game, probably for the reasons that Coach laid out earlier about having multiple runners up top. But I also don't blame us for wanting to have Trossard get a little bit of rest before Liverpool. So yeah, Madueke and Rice I think stood out in the first half for me.
Okay. Coach, we've all admitted that this was not a great first half performance. Is there anything you would have maybe changed from a tactical standpoint? Is there something you think the manager could have done differently to give us a better foothold in that first half? Because it was a hard watch. Or is it just Bournemouth?
The thing is, the tactical sort of change I would have made I would need, I suppose, different ingredients to work with here. But let's just try and work for the ones that we have. So I think if there was one that I was going to definitely change, I get that Bournemouth are pressing high and we were trying to outnumber them. So Odegaard dropping deep was one. But if we just kept him high with those 3 playing, right? If we just kept him high, at some point the ball's going to drop to him and one of them's going to be on the move. And I trust him to find one of them. But I don't feel like that happened enough. Do you know what I mean?
I remember being frustrated that given how well Madueke had started, I felt like we just didn't manage to get the ball there too often.
Enough, yeah.
It was there were a lot of moments where, because I know we all read that article from about 2 seasons ago when Declan Rice first came to the club and he gave this really deep tactical insight interview to The Athletic and was talking about how we like to keep the ball on the same side and we don't want to switch it too much because, if you've built up the overload, you kind of want to take advantage. And I felt like we're maybe doing that a bit too much on the left. And I was like, but the guy that's actually making shit shake is on the right. Like, can we get it over to him? And that wasn't happening enough. But we see that happen sometimes when Saka's on the pitch. So, I mean, I think the last game was like that. I think Saka probably could have done more against Villa, but he really did it. But in any event, Mitch, what were you hoping to see at halftime? And any subs at that point, or was it just, well, we're in the game, it's fine, we'll go win it with our bench a little later?
Yeah, that's how I was feeling. This didn't feel like a game where the first half, like, we needed to make a change at halftime. I don't know if I completely agree of like this was like the worst first half in the world by Arsenal. I don't think it was great, for the record, but like it wasn't a first half where we like needed to make changes at 45 minutes. And I thought it was just a lot of like Bournemouth is very good at dictating how the game is played, for better and for worse for them. I think the game is often very open for them, especially without someone like Tyler Adams. And so I think we played to how Bournemouth wanted to play, and it just happened to be open and sloppy. So I think it was just kind of more the nature of the game than how Arsenal were playing, where it's like, all right, we fucked up, we made a stupid error, we gave up a goal, we got it back, we're back on level terms, let's just go out and win.
Yeah. I want to say for the record, I don't have the sort of beef that coach has with Iraola, but
Mm-hmm.
Evan Nilsson is
He's a cunt.
there. You go. What coach said, he is easily the most divey player in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nobody better at just like making contact with strikers and just flopping over or like just being difficult and annoying to be around. Like he's probably fun to root for, but God, he's awful to play against. I'll give him those props. Like he's awful to play against.
Well,
But
he's ex-Porto, so you already
yes,
know
yes,
you already know
we,
exactly what sort of person he
yeah,
is.
we met him. We met him as part of that terrible mid block. What was that guy's name? What did Arteta say about his mom again?
Probably called a.
Oh, the coach.
Close this out.
Probably said that she can't win any duels, and he got upset about it. So,
The second half sort of continued in the same vein as the first half, but 9 minutes in, there was another goal, and it was 2-1 to the Arsenal. This time from Declan Rice, some nice interplay on the right side of the pitch. Ended up with Odegaard teeing Rice up for a roller into the net. Coach, shouldn't we see this sort of goal more often from Declan Rice? I feel like he finishes really well from that side of the pitch. Like we've seen that a bunch of times. We should be spamming that. What's going on, man?
So I actually think last season that was his trademark goal. Like he got one against United, he got one against Newcastle.
He got one against West Ham. I don't know if it was last season, but he got one against West Ham.
But the thing is, he's like that's his rock. But this one was a little bit different. He was definitely coming in from the left and actually placing it into the right hand corner rather than to the other side. So, but the goal itself, if you want to rewind a little bit, it was Martinelli going up and winning a header, number one, and then flicking it onto Gyökeres, which in most people's minds they probably want it to be the other way around.
Yeah, but Gyökeres, he has better hair, so it's fine.
But Gyökeres doesn't touch the ball, but his chaos ball essentially creates the opportunity. And I am so thankful to him for that. Because if he was someone that would just walk around sulking because he's not scoring kind of thing, we don't score that goal. But he's trying. He's putting himself about. And if the ball drops to him the way he probably wanted it to, he probably gets a shot off himself. But it doesn't, and he keeps the ball alive. You give it to... Go on.
I just think it's funny that you said if he saw him walking around sulking, as if Mikel wouldn't fucking murder him and his whole family. Like, get the fuck out here, bro. Like, ain't nobody getting away with that shit.
I also love the framing of like, I completely agree with you. Like, he is a big part of that goal without actually being part of it. But you saying he's trying just sounds so like, just like putting him. Oh, he's trying his best, guys. As if he's not like I coach, I agree with you. It was just very funny that you just said he's trying.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Yeah, because of, I think he's been exposed a bit in terms of his qualities, and you can get caught up in the furore of saying, "Oh, he can't do this and he can't do that," and he's just this kind of thing. And it's like something like this happens, you gotta give him his props as well. Do you know what I mean? Like,
You know, I skipped over a nice shot from the first half, so it got blocked, but it was nice to see him get the ball,
his left foot,
run with it. Yeah, it was in the first half. He ran with it, ran at the Bournemouth defense, and took it on his left foot, but it got blocked. We got a corner out of it. Nothing came out the corner, but it was nice to see that he's just playing. The guy's just playing. He doesn't seem, I know people like to talk a lot about body language and make guesses about psychology when players aren't in the best form, but I just see a guy that's just focused on his job. He's not doing the best job at the moment, but he's doing the job, and the coach still trusts him. So that said, given the way Bournemouth play, I kind of, it was less an expectation or more a hope. It felt like the kind of game he would score in because of the sort of chaotic nature of this game. It felt like he could just get one in off his ass or some shit, like he already got one off his crotch earlier this season, so why not? Coach, you were going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say, but the ball drops to, I think, Saka, then he gives it to Odegaard, and
Saka wasn't on yet.
Oh, so he wasn't. Okay, but anyway, the ball drops to Odegaard, and Odegaard is definitely winding up for a shot. Like, there's no doubt in my mind he's winding up for a shot. And Rice just says, "Let me have this one," basically. And Odegaard, in the split second, is able to just maneuver it back into his path.
My ankle hurt.
Yeah, I'll be very real. There's nothing much to this goal in terms of, oh my gosh, it was just this amazing tactical. No, it wasn't. But there's a level of synergy and a level of chemistry that this team is building where something like that, like you said before, Dean, about we should be scoring this more often. That goal came about very naturally. Very, very naturally. Like, it was like you put in a training guy thinking, okay, who am I teeing up kind of thing. Odegaard can manipulate the ball and he can buy himself enough time for somebody else to run into space or whatever. And it is repeatable. That's the most satisfying thing about it, because we scored the exact same goal again. Do you know what I mean? But Go on.
I was going to say it's very. Remember against Liverpool when Eze came on, and we all were like, there was a moment where Eze and Odegaard connected, but nothing came of it. And we're like, we want to see more of that. And this feels like that coming to fruition. The two eights connecting at the top of the box for a goal from outside the box. I loved it.
Yeah.
Mitch, did you catch the new Rice chant?
No,
because there's
I
a
do
half
love
price
that.
one. I can't remember it, but there was a new chant and it was for Rice.
I do love that I can hear the away fans every time we play at Bournemouth. Like the Arsenal fans are always super fucking loud when we play.
Can I just give you some stats? Ed? You can fit the entire Vitality Stadium in my living room. So there's one. And Dean, I've got a relatively big living room. I can't I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating here. But the Arsenal fans definitely take up a huge percentage of that stadium. It's quite literally.
Wow, it's only 11K.
This I was going to say. It's 11,000. It's 11,000
God.
people, bro.
Dude, the Summit Stadium's gonna be bigger than that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's no surprise you can always hear the Arsenal fans, but it's to the chant of "That's the way."
Yeah.
So I can't remember it now, but I did hear it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Made me happy. Subs. Jesus. Basically the line shift that Mitch mentioned earlier. Jesus for Gyökeres, Saka for Noni, and Trossard for Martinelli. Right call, Mitch?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's our starting front three on Thursday, and we're just like give them 30 minutes. Go try to get a third. So yeah, I like the shift.
Are you concerned that I'm not trying to start no drama, but we got to talk about this. Eze didn't even come on, man. Trossard didn't need these minutes. We could have given Eze these minutes. I don't know. Are you a little concerned about that at this point? It's been a couple games in a row. Basically since, I want to say Wolves, the first half of Wolves, he came off pretty early in the second half and we haven't seen him since. He's been deported.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of the situation. I think one of the tougher spots, and I think Wanyeri's in a similar situation, is now that Odegaard's back and playing really well, he's kind of approaching undroppable area again. And then with Rice being firmly our left eight, it just kind of creates an uncomfortable situation where we want both of these players to be in central areas and we don't really want to play them on the wing. But those spots aren't really open either. It's a luxury spot that we're in, where it's Eze is not going to come off the bench in a game like this. I mean, he was always a luxury signing. So I think, yes. So it's one of those things. I'm not worried about it long term. I think he's a good enough player. He's going to find a place in the team, and I think he's going to be fully starting. I think obviously when you're a left-sided player and our left-sided options are in such good form, it's hard to break in. Is he going to start over Trossard right now? No. Trossard's playing one of our best players. Is he going to start over Rice? No. Rice is one of our best players. So I think when he comes in, he's got to really make his mark. And since the North London Derby, he kind of hasn't. So it makes it so
Bayern. That was a good
yes,
week.
I agree with that. Too. Yeah, absolutely.
That was probably that was maybe our best performance this season. I think.
100%.
I think so. And but we'll get into that later. Well, not today. Later. I mean, that said, Coach, do you think the way Trossard has been playing on the left is sort of the blueprint for Because in my head, I don't really. He's not starting, obviously. That being Eze, so he doesn't have a position yet. But in my head, he's a flexible attacker that we can use as our left winger, as our left eight, or as the other Odegaard, who does it differently, where it's more end product. Yeah. Ultimately, I think in the current iteration of the team, he's most likely to get in on the left wing. I feel as if Trossard has essentially provided the template for him. This is how you do this job. You just got to add your own sauce to it. Is that where you see him in the future, down the line when he eventually does make it into the team? Is that where you think he's most likely to contribute?
Yeah, so I'm really glad that you brought up the word template, because with the way Saka plays and whoever plays up front kind of thing, you kind of have to be the everyman on the left-hand side, I think. And I think, look, no disrespect to Trossard, I think everything Trossard is doing, Eze is capable of and more. It's just Trossard. Trossard is a fantastic footballer, and I'm not even dropping it for Eze right now. I'm just not. But I do think Trossard has the luxury of being there for 3 years and playing with. He's played with Jesus. He's played with Havertz. He's currently playing with Gyökeres. He's got the muscle memory with all of our attackers. He's got the muscle memory with all our midfielders. He's got the muscle memory with all of our fullbacks as well. So his interpretation of the left-hand side is he's got it. He's got all of the templates. And you've noticed that depending on what the game requires, he'll probably adjust to what the game needs. So he might just be the end product guy sometimes in a game. He might be the creative outlet on the side, or he might be the extra midfielder. It really depends. And I think Eze, for us, Eze can absolutely be an end product guy for us. Have you seen his ball striking? You know what I mean? So there's that.
If anything, and this is admittedly somewhat crazy to say, but I'll say it anyway. I'm almost disappointed by the way we've deployed him so far, even when it's worked, because it kind of feels as if we're sort of limiting what we can get out of him.
Nothing of it,
Like my favorite what I've seen so far, my favorite moments, like I know this is crazy to say, but my favorite moment was when we started him on the left against Nottingham Forest at home, and he was cooking motherfuckers, and he assisted Gyökeres on a goal. That's the ideal version of the player I see, where occasionally he's going to sneak in from that wing and get some shots off. Him just being this end product merchant that gets a hat trick against Tottenham is great, but that to me almost feels like underutilizing the player. But I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like I'd much rather, I think you get to see more of the stuff we all liked from Crystal Palace and QPR if he's out on the left versus him being that close to the striker, because there it's about efficiency. You have to,
and I think Arteta recognizes that. That's why in this early part of his career, he's tried to just use that part of his game, because he's thinking, what's the shortest route to success here, rather than trying to get all of my plates spinning at the same time. Let me just spin one plate for now. You're fantastic at shooting and final product. Get the ball to you there. Do your magic there. We'll start adding more plates as the season progresses, kind of thing. And I think part of him sitting right now is probably that he's probably having to watch and learn, not only just from what Trossard is doing, but the team. What does the team require him to do? He's definitely going to. I have no doubt he'll get some minutes against Liverpool. I'm reasonably certain, because this is a game where the fine margins may count, and someone like him being able to just maneuver something and manufacture something from there. Absolutely. Do you know what I'm saying? Moments. Yeah. So, go on.
Like in the Premier League, he has 15 appearances so far this year, 6 goals and assists. He is. It's not like he's blanking everything. I think he's almost getting the opportunity that Gyökeres hasn't gotten, of now his group is kind of healthy and he's able to kind of step out of the limelight a little bit and really more adapt into the team. I love the Trossard comparison, because I would like to see him on the left more. But I mean, like we're saying, this is a good problem to have. We have someone as good as Eberechi Eze that's not playing, and then we don't have to put in a game like this. That is a luxury. And the fact that we have these different options where it's okay, we're defending a 3-2 lead. We're going to take Odegaard off. We're not going to bring on a like for like, and we're bringing on Marino. That is a nice luxury for us to have based on the game state. If it was flipped and we were down 2-1 late in this game, I bet Eze comes on. And I bet we're having a different conversation right now. So
again, I mean, Marino came on and that dude scores goals.
I
love our squad, man. It's so great.
I was watching some of our best goals from this year, because Arsenal was putting out the best goals of 2025 thing
yes,
on
Mitch,
YouTube.
We all have the YouTube. Carry on.
Mikel Merino and Leandro Trossard were Arsenal's best players in 2025, I think. Holy shit, did those guys score some sick goals? Yeah, it was them and Declan Rice were our best players in 2025, and that's not even knocking the rest of our team. Right. They were just both really fucking good.
Yep. And speaking of good players, in the 71st minute, Declan Rice again. As Coach said earlier, this is a repeatable mechanism. This is a repeatable action, and it's not the exact same goal. This time it was Saka doing Saka things down the right, gets all the way to the byline, cuts it back, and Declan Rice rolls it right in. That's that, Coach. We've already kind of praised Declan Rice. He kissed the camera. I felt the love in the moment. I kissed back. Pause. Listen, man, I'm a fan. What can I say?
To be fair,
But
I was a member of the It's Not Gay if it's Aaron Ramsey.
exactly,
So I understand.
exactly. You know the vibes, my brother. But that said, I wanted to talk more about like looking at this goal or both of the goals that Declan Rice scored in this game. And again, we're maybe damning this man with faint praise here. It's hard not to sort of look at. I just feel as if we probably could have been. I kind of want to give the credit to Gyökeres. He wasn't on the field for the second one, but I feel as if the fact that we now have a 9 in the team that pushes defensive lines back will create a lot more of that space for us to score from cutbacks. Because you think that a guy that started coaching under Pep would have more cutback goals in his team. We don't have enough of those, and it looks like we're starting to develop that, coach.
So Arteta is the kings of everything merchant, and he's deadly serious about it. Like, it's just funny to me whenever people say, "Oh, Arsenal doing this," and I was like, Arteta's been telling you this for 5 years, bro. He's literally been telling you this, and now he's got a squad that can do these things on a more regular basis. Do you know what I mean? So there is nothing really surprising about. I'll tell you what the big surprises are for me, really, with Arteta, actually, to be fair. It's more to do with the variety of profile that he's really like leaning into. Because for the life of me, I didn't think he'd ever sign like a Gyökeres sort of number 9. I really didn't see that ever happening.
Well, he didn't.
Well, you get what I mean.
Allegedly.
What you get? Well, from my sources, there was like at least
sources.
3 strikers that he wanted before Gyökeres, at least. So there's that. But that's neither here nor there. Is he offside? Sorry, I think Tunisia just scored. Sorry, my bad. Anyway, so you're right. Like, yeah, Gyökeres does deserve a little bit of credit because teams are not really knowing how to figure out Arsenal, especially in like having to beat us again when we make subs as well. So yeah, Saka, first of all, on this goal, I think his pace is fully back now. I mean, people were worried about the hamstring, and I've been saying it for months now, Dean. He keeps on going on the outside of his man, so he definitely trusts the hamstring again. He definitely trusts his pace again. But this goal here, he was off. And I know, obviously, this guy had a hard time with Madueke, but he was... The moment Odegaard passed it, it seemed as if like he gained like another like extra 2 yards kind of thing. And he gave Rice the best opportunity to just put it on target. Like, the goalkeeper's out of goal, keep it low, get the ball on target, and you're good to go.
Even Tosin would have scored that.
Yeah, but again, the work is done by that right hand side, by Saka, by Odegaard, who again the weight of pass there I think was great. But Saka's pace, I really want to, whoever he comes up against left back on Wednesday, or on Thursday, pray for them, man. Seriously.
No, I'm not gonna pray for them. Fuck them. Oh my days. Bournemouth made a triple substitution after that goal, and within 3 minutes they put a goal back via Eli Junior Krupi. They had a set piece. Rotations were rotating Mitch. Hincapié, I believe, lost Krupi during a rotation in field. I think the 2 guys at the front of our press could have done better there, that being Odegaard and Jesus. But it was just one of those instances where it's like, oh, that's my guy, but this is my zone. And, and by the time we figured it out, this kid is amazing, though. Yeah. I mean, 6 goals. He just got to the league. We know him from Lorient. We watch all the games and whatnot. But, Mitch, who are you most mad at? Because blaming is what we do here.
Hincapié. I overarchingly have not been super impressed with him. I think he came in, like, the first match that he played for Arsenal was he played really, really well. After that, I see the vision, but I don't think he's put it together quite yet. Do you guys think I'm off base there of not loving what I've seen from Hincapié so
I'll let
far?
Coach take this.
I'll be real with you. I think today was actually a really good game from him. But
okay,
I get what you're saying, that you probably want to see a little bit more, considering he's more experienced than the likes of obviously Miles as well. And I think he's come to Arsenal a little bit older than what Calafiori was when he came as well. And he's obviously got all these caps for Ecuador as well. But again, a lot like Eze kind of thing. He's spinning. He's spinning plates. Sometimes we ask him to play centre back. Sometimes we ask him to play left back. Sometimes we ask him to play both in one game, kind of thing. And I remember specifically there was this chance against Aston Villa where Tielemans plays it through the gap between him and I think it's Calafiori, I want to say. And that all happens because, again, he's just not there yet in terms of consistently getting these distances right. Because, again, playing in the best defense in the world, you're off by a millimeter. People notice it, kind of thing, and they sense it. But you're right. There have been shaky parts, but today I actually thought he was quite good. I really love his aggression, man. I really do.
Pretty much. Admittedly, I'm grading him on a bit of a curve here because he just got to the team, and it probably wasn't the plan for him to be playing as much as he's playing already. We've got Mosquera hurt. Big Gabby just came back. Calafiori is out of the team. So I'm sort of judging him on that scale, and I don't think he's done anything to put it this way. He hasn't done anything as bad as Big Gabby did today.
That's fair.
That for me makes everything forgivable. It's like, as long as you're not throwing the ball in the net and getting dumb red cards and stupid shit like that, and you're not dragging us back, it's not costing us points, then I'm cool with you. And I only expect him to get better, I think.
And for the record, I'm not like giving up on him already. That's not me.
No, that's your parents. Let's give up on that motherfucker.
But maybe it's because he was like the 7th signing of like a summer where it was like an insane dopamine transfer after dopamine transfer.
Right.
But like he was just like not super like exciting to me. I think maybe I'm just like kind of mad on him, and he hasn't had this like moment yet. I don't feel
right. Yeah, my only issue with the transfer at the time, it just felt very extravagant. I was like, yeah. It was like the first time a woman took me to a steakhouse. I was like, well, damn. Like, you really trying to fuck me, girl. You ain't got to do all that. Like, shit, man. You could buy me a fucking something from a vending machine and I give
I'm easier than this. What are we doing?
You know who you are if you hear this. She's not going to hear this. You got kids now. Don't worry about it.
Dean sending SPS to women on Hinge.
But yeah, I just think it was definitely an extravagance, a bit like the Eze signing. But I think every Arsenal fan would admit that if we didn't have him, I don't know that we'd be in the position we're in right now, and we're in a good position right now because
very good point.
Calafiori's hurt right now. Miles hasn't had the best go of it this season, because he hasn't been in the team consistently. I'm glad to have him.
I'll be real though. A part of me that still wishes we kept Kyrgios because I really love that guy. I can't even lie. I really love Kyrgios.
Actually,
are you hearing what people in Porto are saying? That they're going to win the league because they just stole Kivior? Like,
I mean, they don't deserve it. Porto deserve nothing.
They're basically starting Poland's starting center back partnership at Porto, so that should be good for both teams, Porto and Poland. My bad, I said Portugal. But I think just based on what I've seen so far, I just think it's an upgrade. As good as Kivior has been in Porto, I don't think he's as good a player as Nkapie. Even if Nkapie hasn't shown as much as Kivior showed us at points. I don't think he's a better footballer. I think he's better at football.
If Nkapie can show me a performance like Kivior at the fucking Bernabeu, I will hold up my hands.
Either leg against Real Madrid. Either leg. God.
Like, Kivior was fucking incredible.
We haven't played at the Bernabeu since Nkapie joined the club.
I know. I'm holding him to a standard that
remember, Nkapie was part of an Invincibles team. Yes, Nkapie played for the manager of Real Madrid right now, Xabi Alonso, who loved him. He's a really good player. He really is. He's just a guy that has spent most of his career playing in back threes, either as a wing back or as an outside center back. So he's still getting used to this 4-back thing, but he's going to come good. I mean, that aggression, you can't teach that. You cannot teach that. They're, they're defenders that just don't have that gene in them. And I don't really think you can coach it into people, to be honest with you. That's fair. Everyone Arteta allows the sporting director to spend money on has that gene in them. Like, I want to small your cologne, motherfucker. I'm on your neck. Like, I hate playing against guys like that. They're awful. They're just on you all the time, man. It's just nasty, but he'll come good. He'll come good. In the 80th minute, Odegaard left, replaced by Marino. Elite squad use, right, Mitch? That's how we use a squad right there.
Absolutely. I think that's a seeing out the game kind of thing. That's not even like a bringing on like a defensive midfielder. We know what fucking Marino can do. He's a creative midfielder, right, coach?
Well, yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's funny that we're trying to see out a game and we bring on Marino. That made me laugh, considering.
Well, he's a guy that wins his fucking duels. That's and also can
this is
be a little cheeky.
This is where the conversation really gets interesting, because he probably is the Odegaard sort of rotational piece, because while I think Odegaard is much better in all phases, Marino is also capable of doing good stuff also in all phases as well. Probably not to the same level as Odegaard, but I think in Arteta's mind, he's thinking, okay, Marino's a bigger goal threat than Odegaard, but obviously Odegaard can obviously still create goals. But who's better in the air? Marino kind of thing. So we can knock it long to him and we can start playing from there rather than progressing it along the ground. So there's pros and cons to obviously both of them, but I do think it's just highly ironic that we're generally trying to see out a game as like, okay, we'll bring on a big 6'3" guy who's good in the air. We're not trying to score any more goals, basically, knowing what sort of player Marino is. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Well, he did have that moment though with the shot. Yeah, looked something.
Yeah.
I was like, him and the goalkeeper had to deal like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing for the cameras, and you're gonna save it for the cameras. And like, I got you, bro. And they both look good. They probably dapped each other up after the game or some shit like that. The rest of the match essentially consisted of Bournemouth players trying and failing to create chances, flopping when possible, and Chris Kavanagh embarrassing himself. I mean, Adley, who I also liked at Leverkusen, came on. He had the most interesting shithouse moment I can recall in a long time. When he tried to dive into someone's elbow. Did you see that?
Yeah. Yes, he headbutted Gabriel's elbow and then tried to claim that he was elbowed in the box.
That was insane.
Insane move. Like in the age of VAR, how do you think you're going to get away with that?
Well, you never know.
The fact that he's telling the ref is that, bro, we know we can see you, right? Like, we can actually see you. Gabriel doesn't even know that he's there. You know what I mean?
Man. He thinks he's being refereed by Houston police. No, you're not. We can see you, bro. We can see you for real. We are now, and we can't let the moment go. I mean, again, the referee wasn't great, but I don't think it was the worst in the world. But that Gabby Jesus call, Mitch.
Insane.
What the fuck was that?
I'm fully grabbing a leg and getting away with it was fucking crazy. Like, not even a foul called in either direction on a play like that is insane. But I don't think Jesus does anything wrong. But he just fully gets grabbed by the leg, and it's and then like proof comes later of just like, yeah, he's just fucking incompetent. Of just like the final whistle probably gets blown a little too soon.
Well,
I think
that's why he did it in the first half.
Here's the funny thing: Kincapié gets the foul called against for doing the exact same thing that happened to Jesus. He's grabbing someone's leg, and that's when the ref blows the whistle. But it's like, right, you literally saw something 20 seconds earlier, and you didn't blow. Like, are you okay? Are you actually okay?
He's not. He, and you know what? When refs do this, I hate to admit this, guys, but I'm actually okay with it. Like when refs sort of give the calls to the home team, I'm okay with that. Like that's the whole point of home advantage. It's when they come to the Emirates and start doing that shit for teams that come play against us, that's when I lose my fucking shit. I'm like, this is our stadium. We should get the 50-50 calls. We should. I mean, like, then again, maybe it's something that has to do with Gabby Jesus' eyebrows or some shit. Like, he just looks sad all the time. So when something bad happens, they're just like, well, the motherfucker was sad before the happened anyway. Like I mean, like, think about it. This motherfucker got a thumb put up his booty hole at the beginning of last season by that motherfucker.
Lord.
Then he got the dude choke slam Kai Havertz too. That wasn't a call. It's crazy in this world, man. PJ is wild. But next Arsenal match is against Liverpool on Thursday at the Emirates. We owe them one. I guess, Coach.
Like 5 to be fair.
I hope we do one of them type things. But that's actually less interesting to me than what happens when the third place team, Manchester City, hosts Chelsea at the Etihad tomorrow. What are we thinking is going to happen in that game, Mitch?
Does a new manager bounce count when it's an interim? I don't know. Chelsea's going to hurt someone That's my prediction.
Well, there's no Caicedo, so who gonna
Doesn't
hurt
matter.
him?
Enzo's there.
They'll find a way.
Enzo,
They'll find a
João
way.
Pedro.
Enzo's
João
too
Pedro.
slow to kick anyone, man. He's too fat.
Okay, João Pedro is there. João Pedro
Okay.
is the
He's
most
valid.
disagreeable player I think in the league after Caicedo. He is a nasty prick. Seriously, and not enough people are talking about it. Seriously, like
He's
someone
like
needs
he's like Evan Nilsson with a gun.
yeah, but like someone needs to put him on his ass. Because it got to a point where the Brighton fans didn't even like him anymore. He's just that much of a cunt. Like,
Oh wow.
he's just a horrible piece of shit, man. I'm sorry.
I think he's like Richarlison, but it's not as funny.
Richarlison
does like
Richarlison, but not funny is a good way
right.
to describe
Richarlison's
João Pedro.
hilarious. I like watching him.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's a great comparison because Richarlison is like it doesn't know that he's an idiot. You know what I mean? But João Pedro knows he's an idiot and enjoys the fact that he's an idiot and likes being an idiot. Do you know what I mean? Like Richarlison doesn't even have the foggiest. Do you know what I mean? So
I every time I think of Richarlison, I just can't ever stop thinking about like the worst footballer tattoo of all time, which was him, Ronaldo, and Neymar across his back in like a Brazilian Mount Rushmore of like, it's insane to get your own face tatted on you. It's insane to get like your own face tatted on you, like almost calling you a legend of a Brazilian soccer when you're not. It's also fucking crazy to be in the same locker room as someone and they could turn around and see their face on your back. That's fucking insane.
I think again, I'm not gonna yuck nobody's yum here, you know, everyone's free to do whatever, but surely that's a violation of man code somewhere. Like surely.
Surely.
I think the one good thing about him having that tattoo is that I'm pretty sure he doesn't get invited to a lot of orgies. So there's that. Folks, thanks for hanging out with us. This has been
what a note to end on.
Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 3. Please like, share, and subscribe. Fellas, you know what to tell the people.
Peace.